Lights, camera, action!
Hey guys, Metal Jesus here, and today I'm back with me playing some Joe Danger 2, the movie, and we are playing this, well, we're playing this on the PlayStation TV, which, as you guys know, is really just a PlayStation Vita. So this is the PlayStation Vita game, but the reason why I'm able to capture it is because I'm using the PlayStation TV. Does that make sense? So if you're new to the Joe Danger series, well, you're in for a treat because these games are so much fun. So you play as this stunt guy named Joe Danger, and you are going through these time trials. And in the second one here, it's really fun because they kind of mix it up a little bit where Joe is working for a Hollywood producer and running through a bunch of cliches, a bunch of things that, you know, like for instance right here, it's a little bit kind of like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, stuff like that. But mixed in with a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog. At least that's what the developers say, that they took some inspiration from here. And I can kind of see it a little bit. I mean, it's almost as if Sonic was on rails and that you were kind of, I don't know, kind of controlling. I don't know, it's just a little bit of a different vibe, but I can see the inspiration for sure. Now, these games were made by developer Hello Games. Hello Games might sound kind of familiar because they released after this a little-known game called No Man's Sky. And I find that really interesting because these games couldn't be further apart from each other. I mean, it's just wild when you see a developer that starts with this. You know, Joe Danger, the original, was their first game. Joe Danger 2, as you're seeing here, is the sequel. And then they go on to make No Man's Sky. Isn't that wild? But I guess games like this, when you look at them, are learning opportunities for developers because, you know, these games are so compact and they're so fun, and there's a bunch of gameplay mechanics in there that you would have to really kind of dial down and really kind of plan a little bit to make sure that people have just the right amount of fun with just the right amount of learning and frustration and trial and error and all those sort of things that go into making games good, but also what makes them hard. And so, and you know, Joe Danger, I feel, is a really good mix of that because, as you'll see here, I am dying, I am failing several times, but yet I don't get too frustrated because the checkpoints are in good places and it doesn't have to reload every time you die. And so it's really fun to actually to play this game and die. It's not frustrating at all. Plus, what I find with this game is that you really need to learn the mechanics and also the levels. So what I end up doing is I'll usually die a bunch of times, not get a very good score, not get a very good time, and then go back and replay it for, you know, for a better score because I didn't know it, you know, which makes total sense. But again, how that would apply to a game like No Man's Sky, I can't even imagine. It would be really interesting to talk to developers and see, you know, what lessons they learned from this and went on to apply in No Man's Sky. The other thing I want to mention about this is something that, you know, comes up a lot when we're talking about games, and that is, as far as I know, this is only a digital game. It only, you know, it came out on the Vita, but it also came out on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It came out on mobile. But it's one of those games, again, where I feel like it's a real shame that it didn't get a physical release because this is a really fun game. And it's going to be one of those games where if you played it and you enjoyed it, you know, 5, 10, 20 years down the road, it's a game that could be lost forever at a time because there was no backup of it, right? I mean, yes, I'll have it sitting on my Vita, but eventually, you know, everything fades. And so it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of a bummer. It's just yet one more example of why we need physical games, why we need things that are great to be backed up and made so that people can play them in the future. I mean, that's how I feel. And the truth is, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of games just like this. Little, tiny, fun games that people play digitally that, you know, like I said, sadly are going to be lost forever. And I think that, I guess one thing I think is kind of cool is that at least we'll have videos like this and other people's videos. I mean, this one's certainly not unique, but basically highlighting these games that we enjoyed digitally at this time. And like I said, this is one of them that I've had on my Vita for a while, and I always go back and play it. I usually forget about it, and then when I fire up the Vita or the PlayStation TV, and I also have it on my Vita, I'll always go, oh yeah, let's see if I can get just one more run in or just learn one more track, you know? And so that's Joe Danger 2, the movie, running on Vita in a nutshell. A very simple yet fun and addictive, I guess, racing / platforming game. And I'd love to know down in the comments if you have played this game, if you enjoyed it. And I don't know, maybe one day we'll get a sequel to it or something like that. Although it seems like Hello Games have been putting an awful lot of time, energy, and money into making No Man's Sky the amazing game that it was always meant to be. So I guess as a side note, I got into that game when they put out the VR version, and I liked it a lot, actually. So kudos to them for sticking with their guns and making sure that No Man's Sky was, you know, what people expected it to be. And I think now, with all the different free updates for it, it's pretty awesome. So, but I know that's a little bit of a side tangent. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. And here's a couple more levels.